Everyone, we are live for week 4 NFL Sunday. Today is Sunday, September 28th. We have a nice slate in the NFL for our week 4 Sunday slate. Just me and Ace here. No Mackie, Jesse behind the glass here working his magic. But we got 5 games we're going to go over. A little bit of an early start as my Steelers have a kickoff over at Croke Park in Ireland against the Vikings. We'll get right into it. Steelers, Steelers getting 2.5 points here, plus 125 on the money line. Vikings minus 150. Steelers just announced that Jaylen Warren is ruled out for this game, so definitely a blow for that Steelers offense. Despite we have not had a 50-yard rusher at any point this season, so but what he adds in the receiving game, I think, is big. I do have the Steelers on the card. I posted that last night, so that's definitely a tough blow. Do I think they can get it done? I think this will be a very defensive matchup. I'm interested to see, Tomlin go against his former assistant and Brian Flores up there in Minnesota, who has a very good defense as well. I'm just not sold on Carson Wentz and seeing him do that performance again. I'm going to go with the Steelers getting points at home, or not at home, but in Ireland. I feel like this will feel like a home game for how many Steelers fans are projected to be there. I'm going to go with the Steelers to get a win over across the pond here, plus 125. I think I got him at plus 127. It now is at around plus 135, I think, with Jaylen Warren out. So if you didn't bet it yet, you're getting a little better odds than I did. But Ace, go ahead. Ireland game, first game in Ireland. What do we think is going to happen?
Yeah, good morning to everybody watching today. First shout out to Kyle Singer in the chat asking about Godwin Dobbs pick 2, Shakir. I'm going to go with Dobbs and Shakir here. I think that's going to be a good play. Dobbs is going to have a big one on Sunday Night Football. But getting into this Dublin game, pretty cool. We have a game over in Ireland. I think it's the first time we have one there. We have a lot of Europe games this year. I think 5 or 6 of them we're looking at the other day.
So Vikings are there next week.
Yeah, back-to-back weeks. They're in London, I believe, next week, right? And then we get some in Germany and some in Madrid as well. So that'll be pretty interesting. We already had the Brazil game too, so the NFL is expanding. But we got a good one here with the Vikings and the Steelers, a couple of 2-1 teams, I believe. We got Carson Wentz against Aaron Rodgers, a couple of older heads going at it. Jordan Addison's back in the mix for the Minnesota Vikings. It's pretty awesome to see. And then, like you said, the big news is no Jaylen Warren. And I know they have DK Metcalf on the offense, but Jaylen Warren's been probably the second biggest threat on the team, and he's been one of Rodgers' go-to picks. That's a tough one right there to see. This Vikings team, meanwhile, they've been playing some good football. Their defense has been very, very strong. I think that's going to be a tough thing for Rodgers today. They snuck away with a win last week, but that was because the Steelers' defense decided to wake up for the first time and cause some turnovers. Aaron Rodgers, meanwhile, he's going to have to generate some offense now. Looking at guys like Kenneth Gainwell, Caleb Johnson, Trey Sermon, not the preferable backfield that you would like to see out of Pittsburgh today. So I don't know. I'm going with the Vikings here. I think they have a very big game, honestly. I think that there's going to be touchdowns for Jefferson. He's going to be hitting the gritty overseas. He's one of those guys that you look to get in every week. I think to get Addison involved right away, too. Not enough defensive backs to cover all of those weapons they have from Minnesota. Look for Hawkinson to be involved, Thielen as well. I think Jordan Mason is a strong runner. The Steelers, prior to last week, were very open to the run, allowing about 4.5 yards per carry. Adam Ray Fitness, what's up, buddy? We'll get to you guys' fantasy questions, so stick around. We'll get to those in a second. But for my take on this Vikings game, I think it's going to be a good game for Carson Wentz here. In the Kevin O'Connell offense, they can revitalize a lot of those veteran QBs. And they have that strong defense, like I said, led by Andrew Van Ginkel, Cam Bynum, Isaiah Rodgers. We saw how great they played last week. They absolutely dominated that Minnesota defense, had a complete game. With a defensive touchdown, Isaiah Rodgers, 3 turnovers, I believe. So it's going to be tough sledding for the Steelers today. I think it's actually going to be a blowout, but crazy things happen overseas, Huff. So I would hold your breath. You might be able to sneak away with a Steelers win. I think Boswell's going to be very involved. I saw you put his 1.5 field goals on the card as your mortal piece. But yeah, I'm going with the Vikings here to get the job done. I think they put up 4 touchdowns. I have them getting 4 touchdowns and a field goal. It's 31. I think it's going to be tough for the Steelers to get in, I think, 3 field goals for Boswell, and I only have them at 1 touchdown. Reviewing this game last night, I had it 31-16, but crazier things have happened. With the Steelers, you can never count them out, but I've got the Vikings here in this one.
And what you were saying about the run game, last game against your Patriots was the first game we've had Derek Harmon, so I think he's going to be a big addition to stopping the run, but we'll have to see today because I think Jordan Mason's pretty good, not necessarily scary. Vikings are definitely scarier in the passing game than the running game, but We'll have to see. I think it's going to be interesting today. I'm
We got a
excited
lot
for
of
this
people in the
matchup. Just
chat
about
here.
25 minutes away. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat here jumping in. Jojo saying no Chris Jones for Kansas City today, personal reasons. That's actually a pretty crazy take, and without him, he's the best player on that side of the ball. I mean, with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, the way they run, that's going to be massive. What do you guys think of Elick Iumanor? Not Eric, it's Elick. I think he's actually a pretty good receiver, and he has some good rapport with Cam Ward. If you need to throw someone into your flex with injuries, matchups or whatnot, and they're playing against a Houston team it's pretty tough though. That's a tough
Giving up.
secondary to go
Yeah,
against.
their defense has been struggling.
Yeah, I don't know if I would throw him in, but I like him more than Calvin Ridley. Throw him in there if you need to, but I'm not gonna take him over any of the top guys. Yep, no Chris Jones heard that. Adam Ray Fitness, what's up, buddy? Huff, give him a what's up. That's the boy right there.
Up.
DK or Thornton. I mean, Xavier Worthy's back. I wouldn't be asking about DK Metcalf at all. I mean, he's their guy on offense. He's a target hog. We'll
That's what
keep
you
him
bring
in.
him in for.
And if you have Tyquan Thornton, I know people liked him. Let's see how he looks with Worthy in the offense now. Do you think he's still going to be involved? I don't know. We'll get to that in the in the Chiefs and Ravens game. Hawkinson or Pitts? Let's go with Hawk overseas. I think Pitts is going to be a strong play. You like the Falcons today. We'll get to that in a little bit too. But Pitts has been pretty good. I mean,
I was gonna say Henry had a day against us last week. I would even lean Hawkinson. I think he'll be involved today.
better shot to get in the end zone, but I think Pitts isn't a bad PPR play. Help, Jalen Huff. Here's a question for you. Jalen Warren's out. Would you flex Njoku, Brown, or Turpin?
Njoku against the Lions, Brown. When you
Hollywood.
say Hollywood or Turpin, I'd probably go. Ooh,
Turpin's interesting without CeeDee Lamb, but I think Njoku's the safest. Brown,
I hate doing a tight end at a flex, but I'd probably go Njoku.
yeah, I think so too.
Anytime I make that gamble and go a tight end, it's a game where the tight end has like 2 catches for 30 yards.
Yeah, but Njoku's got over 4.5 reception prop. Plus 115 is actually looking about higher than that too. And Harold Fannin scares me a little bit, but I think Njoku stays involved. I'd go with him. Hollywood Brown, like I said, Chiefs passing game is going to be a question mark today with Worthy back in the mix. So I'm a little nervous about that. We'll get to the Falcons game here shortly. We'll go quick through these. Gamewell or Matthew Golden? Let's go Matthew Golden without Watson and Jaden Reed. Speaking the truth, Mason will go off today. Yeah, Adam, I think so too. Start Prescott or Mayfield? Prescott, I think he's going to have to throw the ball without CeeDee Lamb. Let's go to Baker Mayfield. I know he's going against that Eagles secondary, but I think there's going to be points in this game. 2 strong defenses, 2 of the best teams in the NFC, in my opinion. Let's go Baker Mayfield. He's going to have to play some hero ball to get the win. DK's on his bench. Do not put DK on your bench, Adam Ray. Let's start him. I know that I said I don't like the Steelers, but if they're playing from behind, they're definitely going to target him the ball. And Rodgers loves throwing him the ball anyways. Thoughts on David Montgomery? He's not bad against the Browns defense, so I think you do a little bit better. Let me know who else you have. He's saying Pearsall, McMillan, Kamara, Javonte Williams. I think Javonte Williams isn't a bad play. I know that Packers defense is mean, but they're going to look to him to get the ball rolling. Kamara, tough matchup for the Saints. I don't think they do much. Tet McMillan, that's a good play, but the Patriots get Christian Gonzalez back this week for his debut, so he's going to be blanketed by him. I think Pearsall is probably the strongest play there. You have Brock Purdy, and they're going against the Jaguars in a shootout, and the Jaguars secondary isn't too strong. 2 undefeated teams going head to head. Let's go with Ricky Pearsall. And I was thinking of turning, but I will do Njoku. Yeah, let's go with Njoku over Turpin. It's much safer. And Pearsall, Adam, right? Huff, let's get to our next game. Chat, let's see some more questions for fantasy. Let us know what you got.
Yeah, our next game we're going to get to our only 1:00 game that we have for us today. The Eagles at the Bucks, 2 3-0 teams here. Bucks getting 3.5 at home, over under 44. Bucks money line plus 155. I'll start us out here. I do like Tampa Bay at home here. Mayfield is a go, I believe. If not, I don't like the Bucks, but I've heard he is a go. I think the Bucks getting 3.5. I think this is a similar spot to that Rams game last week. That game obviously in Philly. I think the Bucks are kind of on that same level right now. Eagles kind of playing in some of these close games. Obviously last week a block field goal to cover the spread. I think the Bucks are going to be in this game as a possible live dog at plus 155, but I'm going to take the 3.5 points. I like the Bucks plus the 3.5 here.
That's crazy, though. I know it's a tough spot here. And this Bucks teams look really strong. They've had a lot of come from behind wins against some weaker teams, though, Huff. That's one thing that scares me. Baker Mayfield, like I said, playing hero football, carrying the team. They have Bucky Irving, Rashad White. I know Mike Evans out, but Emike Ibuka is one of the best receivers in the league, potentially the rookie of the year, and he is their wide receiver 1. They have their other receivers back in the mix as well, so that's nice to see. And the defense has been pretty solid. But I'm going to tell you one thing. It's just like the Rams, where this is a playoff game, essentially. These are 2 playoff matchups. You could see with the Bucks and the Rams last week taking on the Eagles, but the Eagles are innocent until proven guilty. They're on that big winning streak. They won the Super Bowl last year for a reason. They keep winning football games. I simply cannot go against them. I don't think you're putting that one on the card. Too close to call for this one, but if you had to lean, I'm guessing you're leaning the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this will be a tough one, but Jalen Hurts, he started throwing touchdowns last week too. For the first time he threw a touchdown all year. He got AJ Brown involved. They still have Saquon Barkley and Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. That defense is very, very stout. Jalen Carter's playing, not spitting in anybody's faces like he was in week 1, so he's going to be getting after the quarterback too. We've seen Baker under duress. He's not going to be able to run like he did against the Texans. Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles here. I'll take them on the money line. I think 3.5 is a lot. If you're going to take anything, let's buy that half a point. But I think that, yeah, it's going to be a tight one. Not going to be my favorite pick of the day, but one of my favorites to watch. Also, did you notice that the Bucks brought in that big man out of college? They brought him back to play
Yeah.
with Vita Vea.
Practice
I think
squad.
that's going to be. Oh, he's not elevated for the game
I
today.
think he's practice squad.
Damn, that's tough. I was excited to see him and Vita Vea stop that tush push. I think they would have been the two that would have been able to do it.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be a great football game. Two very good teams with playoff aspirations going head to head. I'm going to stick
Absolutely.
with the Eagles until they lose a football game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's definitely the best one in the 1 o'clock slate. Two good ones here in the 4 o'clock slate. We'll get into the first one, 4:05 p.m. Eastern time. The 3-0 Indianapolis Colts are heading to SoFi to take on Sean McVay and the Rams. Rams are laying 3.5 points at home, over under at 49.5. Rams money line -190. Colts plus 155 on the road to get to 4-0. I don't have an official play here, but I mean, I've been on this. I said this Colts team was going to be pesky. I wouldn't be shocked if they win this game, but I think this is a very easy spot where I could see them pick up their first loss, get to 3-1. That's a tough road trip there. You're not going to see me bet this game either way, but I wouldn't be shocked if it goes either way, so I don't even want to make a pick on the spread. So I'm interested to see which way you think, but if I had to guess, I'd say you're probably on the Rams here.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth. I'm right there with you. Like, this Colts team's been so good, and how do you deny a team that's been playing great football? But
And
they've
the way
had two.
Jonathan Taylor's running the ball, Daniel Jones is leading
Yeah.
that offense, I can't fade them right now.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna stay away from touching this game. But I'll tell you what, I am gonna take a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. But I keep going back and forth. I mean, they won 2 games at home. They've played teams with a combined 1 win, right? That's their opponent win record, I believe. So they haven't beat anybody too great, in my opinion, but they've looked really good in every game they played. They haven't punted yet. That's kind of nuts, right? Or they have very
They
few.
punted once in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, the first 2 weeks they didn't punt at all. Then Indiana Jones looks like an MVP candidate. He's finding the end zone, but I think the big thing is having Jonathan Taylor healthy. In 2022, he was noted as one of the best running backs in the league. 2023, 2024, I believe he missed 13 games due to injury. Now back in 2025, fully healthy, he's the best running back in the league once again. Behind that O-line, and with some decent weapons on the outside, they brought in Tyler Warren, who's one of the best rookies in the league, and I think he's one of the better tight ends in the league. You still have Pittman and Adonai Mitchell, Josh Downs. They have guys that can catch the ball, and Daniel Jones is playing smart football. Maybe it's because he's with Kevin O'Connell, the QB whisperer, who helped save his career. Maybe it's because he's on that strong O-line with a good running back, and his feet help out too. The defense has been playing strong, and Carly Orsay-Gordon, the new owner of the Colts, is on the sidelines with a headset, so maybe everybody's playing up to snuff a little bit. But on the other side, like I said, Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the league. He has a Super Bowl. He always keeps his team competitive. That young defense last year was very tough and stout to play against. They're at home, and now they're going to take on a spot where they're looking to take over the division lead if the Niners can potentially lose this week. Meanwhile, that Rams team, though, you have Devontae Adams. I believe he's a go. They have Puka Nacua, who's leading the league in receiving. He's the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy this year, which is pretty crazy to say. I mean, maybe not. But they have Kyron as well. Blake Corum's playing well. This is such a tight game here. I'm going to take the underdog half. I know they're on the road. I just think they're going to keep the good times rolling. I don't know how good this Colts team is, but in the first half of the year, they're one of the best in the league, and we'll ride the streak until you miss it. That's one way I like to look at it, especially on the Bucks. Let's go with the Colts here in a very tight one. I think this is going to be a highly competitive game. I honestly don't think there's too many points, but I really like Jonathan Taylor to get in the end zone.
Yeah, if I had to bet this game, gun to my head, I'd say Colts plus 3.5, but I wouldn't be shocked if it falls in that Rams.
The Rams are a legit matchup, you know. It's like this could be the spot that exposes the Colts.
I mean, they were basically, a kick away from beating the Eagles last week that got blocked.
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in the league. So if you're the Colts and you're for real, this is where you show us.
Yeah. And then probably what everyone would expect to be the game of the day, and not expect these two teams to come into this game at 1-2.
Mhm.
But the Ravens in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs are getting 2.5 points at home, over under at 48.5. Chiefs money line plus 125. Ravens minus 150 on the road here. I actually like Baltimore in this spot. I think that this is kind of a get right in that spot, that this is an easy win. Very tough environment to go into. Chiefs need this game. Both these teams need this game. One of these teams going to end this week at 1-3, which is crazy. If you would have said that before the season, I don't think many people would have taken that bet. But I think Baltimore gets the win here. I'll take the 2.5 points. It is tight spread. I could see it fall within that. It's Mahomes, but I think Ravens cover 2.5. Henry touchdown, but the no Chris Jones makes me love the Henry
No, he's
touchdown
playing
even
Huff.
more.
I'm reading this. He left the team for personal reasons, so he's been on the injury report. Adam Schefter added to it, but everybody thinks he's actually going to play despite being added to the injury report
Okay.
for
I
non-personal
still I
reasons.
like the Ravens going into this. That made me a little more confident in the touchdown. I still think he gets in, but I like the Ravens here minus the 2.5.
Yeah, I think if Chris Jones is in fact inactive, I think the Ravens are complete lock with the run game, right? But
I think it would go to maybe 3.5.
I think he's gonna play though. I really do think he's gonna play. Adam Ray saying he's got the Ravens because he doesn't like Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Pat Mahomes, but he is the best quarterback in the league. I know Allen, a lot of people say he's the best quarterback in the league, but once you get the Super Bowls or beat him in the big game, then I'll believe you. This game is such a tough spot for me. It's in Arrowhead. That makes it massive for the Chiefs here. They just got their first win last week. Meanwhile, the Ravens are coming off another tough loss. Is their defense legit? Matabike is on the IR now. That's a big piece of that defense. They aren't able to stop the run game without him. Van Noy didn't play last week. Jerry Alexander, who they brought in, who looks absolutely weak. He has no legs left.
He's been
I was
hurt.
I was chirping the Jalen Ramsey move, Huff, but the Jerry Alexander move is even worse. And you know how they're saying he's hurt? I think that might just be for a cover up of he can't
He's
really
bad.
keep up anymore. It's
Yeah.
that phantom injury of these DBs. You need the young guys with young legs. Some guys can still play at that spot, like your boy Jalen Ramsey is, but I prefer the young DBs that can keep up with these young receivers. Meanwhile, the rest of the game here, I do think Derrick Henry gets going. He had those fumbles the last couple points, right? Or couple games in their losses. But in their losses, they put up 30 points and 40 points respectively. I think the offense is going to be rolling. They're going to get Zay Flowers involved once again. He's a top 5 receiver in yardage the first 2 weeks, and last week he only had 2 receptions. I think Isaiah Likely's playing too, and that's massive. I think he's one of their second best receiving threats on the team. They unlocked Bateman a little bit. Andrews got some go last week, and Hopkins is making a big catch each week. Lamar's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he could push for the MVP. He's going to have to win some games to do that, but it's going to be tight. I mean, Patrick Mahomes playing hero ball, gets Xavier Worthy back. The run game's stuck in the mud, so it's all on the feet of 15. Yeah, I don't know if they're able to score enough points to keep up with them today, though, but Mahomes will keep the game close. Give me a 27-24 win for the Ravens here. I like Henry getting the end zone as well, and I like Tyler Loop to do his thing as the cooking guy.
I like it. Let's slide into Sunday Night Football. Packers at Cowboys. Micah Parsons returns to Dallas. The Packers are laying 6.5 points on the road here, over under 46.5. Packers money line is minus 325. Cowboys plus 260 at home in Jerry's World. Like Ace said, no CD Lamb. Obviously, Micah Parsons returning here is his first time as a Packer, 1 month after being traded. Packers laying 6.5 points on the road here. This is a tough spot, but I think the no CD Lamb. I'm interested to see what this Cowboys offense looks like against a very good defense. Cowboys defense is terrible. I'm going to take the Packers here. I don't love the 6.5. If I had to bet it, I would go 6.5 with Packers. I know you're already on this Dallas team. I think that's crazy. I don't know the life you see in them right now, but yeah, go ahead. Give your take on this game. Sunday Night Football, Packers, Cowboys.
Yeah, I think this is a complete value play. I'm not going to put my house on. I'm putting it for a half a unit on the card plus 275. I know there's no CD Lamb. Javonte Williams has looked very, very good. I just think this is a spot for the Cowboys to show the Michael Parsons Green Bay Packers like, hey, we're still here. Everybody's so high on this Packers team. And let's not forget, they're coming off of a loss against the Cleveland Browns. I know they have the number 1 defense in the NFL, and that played a very, very big factor into it. But on the other side of the ball, I mean, the Packers defense couldn't hold them there. I think there's a lot of points in this one too. I think you can take the over. I wouldn't be surprised to see our over under total god Jesse drop a total of an over on this game today. I think that Jordan Love is able to air the ball out. I like Romeo Dobbs a lot. If you got him in fantasy, let's fire him up. I think he's going to have a big week. Meanwhile, I think that Dak Prescott's going to have to show that he's a legit quarterback and worth all that money. Huff, you pay someone that much money, right? Without CeeDee Lamb, can you step up and get it done? Your boy George Pickens used to be a Steeler there. I think it's a big day for him. Look for George Pickens to get in the end zone. I think it's going to be a shootout here. Give me the backdoor win from the Dallas Cowboys to shock the world. I'm going to half unit. Like I said, not much cheddar on this one, but I've got the Cowboys here to back Jerry Jones and to show Michael Parsons that the good times are still happening at AT&T Stadium. 30-27 Cowboys. Not my favorite bet of the day, but I love the line. How often you see plus 280, plus almost
Not
300 on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, not too often. I think the narrative in this game plays into it a little bit, but
Yeah, that's the big
um
thing. Without the narrative, I don't know if I can take them.
yeah. So some good games we went through. We do have our team parlay, our mortal locks that we're going to get into here. Remember, wherever you're watching, leave us a like, follow, share, subscribe. All of our official plays. Some of them already posted for the Steelers Vikings game. Hit the books.pod on Instagram. Hit the books_pod on Twitter. You can go get all those. Some of those posted last night. But our team parlay for the week, a 3-legger all money line parlay. We are going with the Los Angeles Chargers in the Meadowlands against the Giants. So Chargers on the money line. The Bears on the money line in the 4:00 slate in Vegas against the Raiders, and then the New England Patriots in that 1:00 slate to beat the Carolina Panthers. 3 legs plus 310 for that 3-legger. We are 2-1 on the season in parlays, looking to get that to 3-1. I think this is a very attainable 3-legger. So. Love the value there at plus 310. Our mortal locks for the week. I'm going with my boy Chris Boswell, about to start here in about 7 minutes. Boswell over 1.5 field goals today in Ireland, minus 125 for the odds there. Ace, let me hear your mortal lock of the week.
Yeah, I know you're going with the kicker there in that London game. I'm going to go with a better athlete, but you have one of the best kickers in the league, so I can't knock you too much. I'm going to go with James Cook, Mr. Automatic, it seems like this year, right? And I guess that breakout season last year wasn't really a fluke, huh? That guy's looked like absolute nails. I've got him to find the end zone against New Orleans Saints, who have been giving up an atrocious amount of yards to running backs this year. Minus 190. Adam Ray, we don't have a Discord yet, but we might work on that one. Thanks for the call out there, Jesse. Let's add that one to the notes. Maybe we talk about adding one of those to the mix. But yeah, I got James Cook to find the end zone, and then you saw I have the Bears as our parlay leg. I like the Bears here. I think they're in a good spot. I don't think the Raiders are very good at all. But yeah, James Cook's finding the end zone for me. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So all of our official plays will be posted for our Ireland plays are already posted. 1:00 will be out soon. Some of them are already out there. And then 4:00 and Sunday Night Football throughout the day. So hit the books.pod on Instagram, hit the books_pod on Twitter. Leave us a like, follow wherever you're listening. Turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any of those free plays. Me and Ace currently both positive right now in the NFL. Ace doing a little better than I am, just flirting 500. But damn Arizona Cardinals on Thursday Night Football teased me with a comeback.
I would have been plus 9.
I know, yeah, that would have been a nice win for both of us. But yeah, so good week in the NFL. Sunday for week 4. We'll catch you next week to go over a quick recap of week 4. Week 5 in the NFL coming next Sunday. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Later, Adam.